Welcome into Jets Overtime. We are presented by Sirius XM. Eric Allen and Quincy Nunwa here at MetLife Stadium. The New York Jets moved to 3-6 with a 21-13 victory over the Houston Texans. Here on Halloween, we had plenty of havoc.
Absolutely. The defense was all over the place. It looked amazing from the beginning. There was a little bit of shaky ground from the offense, but we really saw them turn it around in that third quarter. Talk about coming out with your hair on fire. That's what we expected from them today. We wanted that from them, and they showed that.
How about the way the Jets rebounded after a very disappointing first half when they went into intermission down 7-0?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I thought that Corley play might have been the turning point where things might have gone downhill. I think they really are trying to they're figuring out who their identity is. I think in one of those situations in the past, that might have been something where the game would have went all the way to the other direction. Houston would have continued to put points on, and the offense would have never been able to score. So I like what they did coming out of the half. Ulbrich really got his team focused, and you saw that today.
All right, how about this? The Jets' final 4 offensive possessions. Touchdown to Garrett Wilson from Aaron Rodgers. Touchdown to Garrett Wilson from Aaron Rodgers. Touchdown to Devontae Adams. And then finally, victory formation.
Yeah, that's what we want to see, man. 5 straight losses. So to finally be in this situation, it feels amazing. I think everybody in the locker room probably feels good. We need to have Morstead come out in an Ulbrich costume every week. I mean, that punt, 75 yards, I mean, that's MVP level stuff right there. And just as a team, as a unit, we talk about playing all 3 units. Look at that catch.
Okay, so is that going to be the lead in the National Football League's highlight film from the 2024 regular season, not just for the Jets, but for all 32 teams? You played receiver in this league. How difficult a catch was that?
Oh, extremely difficult. But one thing I'll say is the receivers nowadays, they take way more chances than I've ever seen before. So that was one of those things that I don't know if a guy that played back in my time, other than Odell, right, that catch that he has, that rivals that. Like, that was an amazing catch, amazing play. 3rd and 19.
Yep.
Oh, man.
But how about Garrett Wilson? He got the Jets on the scoreboard with the one-handed. I mean, so back-to-back one-handers, right?
Yeah. I mean, he had a hell of a game. And I think one thing I'm proud of with him is that he continues to show up. You know, you talk about a guy that's been beaten down, talking about he's not a number one. He can't make those plays. Devontae Adams is going to overshadow him. And he says, you know what? I don't care who's on the opposite side of me. I'm going to make the plays I know I can make.
All right, so a couple weeks ago, I was in London. You were back in the studio in Florham Park, and Garrett Wilson was targeted 22 times, I think, against the Vikings. He had 13 catches. Tonight, he was targeted 10 times. You know how many catches he had? 9.
Ooh, that's efficient.
Yeah.
Really efficient. I mean, that's what you like to see ultimately from your quarterback-receiver connection, your wide receiver one. They made sure they made every catch count, every throw count, and it really mattered in the end.
All right, so my apologies to the Jets defense because they set the tone up front, and it continued throughout the night. I believe at the end of this game against the 6-2 Houston Texans, who came in leading the AFC South, 7 sacks is C.J. Stroud.
Oh, is it 7? I thought they might have had an 8.
They might have had an 8 down here in the tunnel.
Listen, they might have had 10. I saw about 18 pressures. I mean, the defense really showed up, and I think that's what is really encouraging, right? I think that's something that you can look forward to for the rest of the year, is that these guys will show up. They might be C.J. Stroud's kryptonite, right? You're talking about a guy that does not get shaken and rattled, and 2 years in a row now they've been able to get back there. 4 sacks last year, 7 or 8 sacks this year. I mean, they know how to get back there.
Man, this is a hell of a performance. You're talking about 8 sacks. You're right about that. Jamie Sherwood was credited with 2. Michael Clemens, how about him? He had 2. Quinnen Williams, a sack and a half. DJ Reed got the party started with that blitz from the corner, the edge. He had a sack. You had Hassan Reddick get credited with a half a sack. Solomon Thomas. Everybody was eating tonight.
Sack party, baby. I mean, listen, man, those guys are going to have a nice, talk about trick or treat, right? It was all trick for the Houston Texans. They got no treats at all. The Jets made sure to make it a very, very unfun Halloween for them.
All right. Interim head coach Jeff Ulbrich, who just secured his first victory here at MetLife Stadium. He's at the podium now.
All right, from an injury standpoint, guys, Hansen had the hammy, didn't return. Simpson had the groin, and Michael Carter had the back. A really cool game for this team, man. After 3 weeks of a lot of adversity, a lot of setbacks, some self-imposed, for them to have the resiliency and to come back and play the way they did against a really good opponent. was proud of him.
Jeff, congrats on your first win, first and foremost. Talk about the offensive explosion in the second half. I mean, three drives, 3 touchdowns. Talk about your quarterback.
Yeah, it's just, we came in at halftime, and the run game was rolling in the first half, and we knew we had to continue to establish that. And once we did, it just opened up the passing game, lightened up the box a little bit, gave Aaron a chance to operate, and he did what Aaron does.
Did anyone say anything at halftime? Did anyone step up, whether it was a coach, you, or anything? It's just a completely different team in the third and fourth quarter.
Yeah, it was a collective deal. It was players and coaches all that spoke, and all acknowledging the fact that there was more out there for us, and we weren't playing to our ability, and came out and played Jets football in that second half.
Let's talk about the resilience.
Garrett's catch.
Oh my goodness. I mean, I was talking to the ref when they were reviewing it. I'm like, just for the sake of posterity, you have to say that's in, just so it goes down in history. It would rival the Odell catch. It was amazing.
Were you certain it was in, or were you just kind of?
Well, I thought with the shin, I thought it was close enough to challenge. So it was. Thankfully, they got it right.
You talk about the defensive line and just what they brought to the table tonight.
Man, that's a good offensive line, and that's a really good quarterback. A quarterback that not only can navigate the pocket, but he can extend plays, and he can beat you with his arms and his legs. So, the way they hunted him all night long, it was exhausting. It was hard, but they came through in the end. And it was really cool to see. And whenever you get that sort of sack production and get them off the spot that often, they're doing their thing.
Jeff, when that Malachi play happens, I mean, you've had a lot of bad stuff happen to you guys in the last few weeks. What is going through your mind there, and how do you overcome that?
Definitely frustrated, to be honest, and angry at the same time. But what an amazing opportunity for this kid to grow and learn from. I promise you, 10 years from now, when he's still playing in this league, that will never happen again.
What did you say after that?
Jets fans, secure your seats for the Jets Salute to Service game as they take on the Colts at MetLife Stadium November 17th under the lights, presented by JetBlue. Don't miss out on Jets game day energy. Lock in your seats now. Limited single game tickets available at nyj.com. Tickets, nyjets.com. Tickets. Eric Allen here with Quincy Anoon while you're watching Jets Overtime presented by SiriusXM. The Jets take down the Houston Texans by a 21-13 score. We are joined now on set by Breece the Beast. Breece, what was said at halftime? You guys going to intermission down 7-0. Who spoke up during that?
Really, we all did on offense. It's like, we couldn't play a worse first half, so we knew we were only going to play better. I felt like, when we were on our stuff, we were moving the ball just fine. We didn't really have a problem with that. Established a run today, and then let Aaron do his thing. So it was a typical day for the offense in the second half of how we want to play every game. So the second half went very well.
Can you speak to what you saw offensively down the stretch? Why were you able to convert with the touchdowns? What was happening in the first half, and then what happened in the second half?
I felt like, today we did a good job in the run game, and we're getting good yards per carry, good tough yards, and then, Garrett makes a crazy play, so we got lucky on that one. But, players make plays, so it was cool to see that. And then with us running the ball so well, Aaron was able to do his thing with very good play face, end around, play action keeper stuff. So it was just a great day for offense in the second half.
Yeah, definitely. I think it feels like you guys really started with the run. What did you guys see going into the game that you knew would be so successful with the
for me personally, I just feel like our team is built around the run. We go as I go, and then, we establish the run with me and Braylon, and then, let Aaron do his thing.
Man, it was a hell of an effort from you guys tonight. You talked about Garrett's second touchdown. But what about his first touchdown?
Yeah, that one was crazy too. I was literally I was on the sideline actually for that one, I think, and I remember I knew Aaron was going to throw it to him because sometimes Aaron gives somebody that look and you're like, okay, yeah, he's going to let it go. And I saw Garrett had a little separation. I knew it was going to be a hard catch, and then I saw him bring it in with one, and then from then on, he's one of the best yards after catch guys in the league, I feel like. So I knew he was going to make a big play.
So what did you guys say to Malachi Corley after it looked like he scored on the end around, but he dropped the ball going in, and then instead of a touchdown, the Houston Texans have the ball.
Yeah, It's just a mistake. Obviously you don't want it to happen, but we don't want him beating his head up about it. We're going to need him. He's a very good player. He does a very good job, comes to work every day, and does what he's supposed to do. So he got in, he made a good play, he just didn't finish it. So next time he just has to finish it.
Yeah, I think Aaron talked about you guys trying to have more fun. It felt like today was fun. That second half, you guys really were going out there with a lot of energy. Like, what do you feel like? I mean, do you feel like that's something you can carry over to the next week?
Say that one more
time. Do you feel like that's something you guys can carry over to the next week? I mean, it felt like you guys were having fun. How can you carry that over to the next week?
Yeah, we did have fun. I know the first half of the meeting, going over the first half of the game is going to be pretty harsh. But once we get rolling in the second half, there's a lot of positive things, but there's also things we need to, do better in. On Aaron's run, we got a holding call, so we got to do better there. And not put ourselves in, second and long, third and long, so we could, stay ahead of the sticks.
How were you able to stay ahead of the sticks despite all the injuries up front? You entered this game without Elijah Vera-Tucker, then Jake Hansen goes down. You also had John Simpson go down. You got Olu Fashanu coming in. He's playing guard. And then Max Mitchell playing guard as well.
Yeah, just huge shouts out to Coach Keith Carter. People give him a hard time, but he's done a real good job of establishing a standard and holding everybody in the room to that standard. So just having that next man up mentality. Obviously, we miss our guys, but to have Hansen, Olu, Max Mitchell, just have those guys to come in today and do their job. It was great to see.
How about the effort from your defense? We were just talking about it. I think it was 8 sacks in all against C.J. Stroud.
Yeah, we pride ourselves on running the ball and stopping the run. So today we did a good enough job stopping the run, and then we let our D-line eat.
Yeah. I feel like in the past it's felt like that you guys haven't really been able to put it all together, all 3 phases. Like, what felt different this week that really made that happen for you guys?
Like I said, we had a rough first half. We came together in the second half, and, we had that, you got my back, I got your back mentality, and, we just let ourselves play.
Are you looking forward to having a little mini bye this weekend, a little rest, and then you get back after it?
Yeah, definitely. I got a little beat up today, so I'm looking forward to, going home, chilling out with the fam, maybe, getting into some Halloween festivities, so we'll see.
A hell of an effort, and I'm sure you'll be watching Iowa State as well.
Oh, yeah.
As they continue their undefeated run.
Right now, go Clones. Shout out Coach Campbell. Yeah. Shout out Rocco Beck, Anthony Beck. Our receivers, our defense, Coach Haycock, everybody.
That's Breece Hall. This win was a long time coming. Keep it up. Now we're going to go in the locker room. Here's Ethan Greenberg with linebacker Jamie Sherwood.
With Jamie and Sherwood. Jamie, and just if you could describe the mood in the locker room after tonight's win, what would you describe it as?
I don't even know. I can't describe it. It's been a long, hard few weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it's everybody's birthday. It's the first day of the year. I don't know how to compare this or what to compare it to. You know what I'm saying? I'm just so excited just to be a part of this. Just to be a part of this with every man in that room, every woman in that room. You know what I'm saying? It's been some long weeks, and it's been some close games. And at the end of the day, we knew what this game was going to come down to: who was going to finish harder and who was going to keep swinging at the end. We were prepared to go 5 quarters with this team. They're a great team. They were a great opponent. And at the end of the day, we finished stronger and we came out with what we expected to.
This defense came out flying all over the place. 8 sacks in total. What was different about the energy of tonight's group?
Hey, it's Thursday night. Everybody's watching. And again, like in these primetime games, I feel like we haven't been putting our best foot forward. So, tonight was a great opportunity after having that bad taste in our mouth on Sunday to come out here and show what we're capable of. Again, like I said before, it's not about what it says on paper. We know we have a great roster. We know who we have in that locker room. It's about coming out on Sundays, Thursdays, Mondays, and proving who you are. Nobody's going to respect you because of a name. You know what I'm saying? So you got to come out and show it each play to the last play. And, that's what everybody on our offense, defense, special teams did. There was adversity. We didn't flinch. We say adversity equals opportunity, and we took every opportunity tonight. And, again, we got what we wanted.
Do you feel like a win like this can kind of try to create a snowball effect where teams, especially this one, can really start going on a run?
Most definitely. Like I said, they're a great team. They're a great opponent. They're going to the playoffs some way, somehow. You know what I'm saying? And, again, we've let games slip up. Maybe it was a touchdown, 3 points, 1 point, whatever the case may be. Like I said, we know what we have in our rooms, in our organization. So, again, it's about showing up every day and just doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we still probably got like 9 or 8 games left. Anything can happen. Tomorrow's never promised, so you might be 5-0 tomorrow. You might end the season 5 and whatever. So, again, it's just about when you get your opportunity, being in that moment and excelling in that moment.
Awesome, Jamie. Enjoy the mini bye, and we'll see you next week.
Most definitely. Appreciate y'all.
Jets fans, make sure you never miss a single update. Text JETS to 26154 to receive the latest team news, game day alerts, and more straight to your phone. Terms and conditions do apply. Eric Allen and Quincy Enunwa here at MetLife Stadium. You're watching Jets Overtime. Let's get into some film right now, powered by Microsoft. Q.
Yeah, man, it was a Garrett Wilson show today, baby. What an amazing game from him. So right here, on this first play, I want to go through everybody. We got a go from Mike. We got a drive. We got a sit, and then we got a wheel from Devontae Adams. So it's a nice concept here. And just watch. I'm just going to let it play. What a crazy catch. Watch the backside of it, though, right? Because this is a dot from Aaron Rodgers. Because what I would have loved for it to be was Garrett Wilson run that just a little bit flatter. But even though he trailed away, look at that. I mean, we're getting to see the precision from Aaron Rodgers. On this second play, 3rd and 19, all go. Somebody make a play for me, and this guy comes up big for him. What a play, one-handed catch, rivals the Odell Beckham catch back in the day. I mean, look at that jump man. That should be the Jets' new symbol for the rest of the year. Right there.
I like that.
make it a silhouette. Watch his eyes. I mean, you make the catch, but you also have the awareness to look down at the ground to make sure I get that shin down. The shin is in, right? Look at it. What an amazing play from this guy. He's an amazing player. I'm talking about wide receiver 1. I'm going to keep using amazing, dynamic, all the different adjectives I can use because this guy is amazing right there.
The shin, and you are in. And that's what happened tonight for the New York Jets. Garrett Wilson, 2 touchdowns in all. And then how about that put-away shot from Aaron Rodgers to his buddy Devontae Adams on 3rd down? What do you think about that one?
Yeah, I mean, he had a great catch prior to going out. I thought he was going to be out for the rest of the game. He comes back in and does another great play. I mean, that connection there, I can't wait to continue to see that because we got to see,
Oh, Ryan Fitzpatrick.
What's up, man?
Hey,
how you doing?
Good to see you.
It's like the
Happy Halloween. This is beautiful,
it's
everybody.
all over again.
Live television, Ryan Fitzpatrick. Bringing the good vibes. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Aaron Rodgers, 3 touchdown passes in front of former Jets quarterback Ryan Fitzpatrick.
And in front of his 2 former teams, right?
That's right. Yeah. Well, anytime Amazon is going anywhere, Fitz is one of his teams is out there.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Here's the scoring summary from MetLife. Unfortunately for the Jets, not much to speak of there in the first half. In fact, the Joe Mixon touchdown run culminated in a 98-yard scoring drive that followed a 75-yard punt from Thomas Morstead, which was the 5th longest punt in Jets history. So if you were a Jet, you had reason to feel really concerned about what was happening there at halftime. But they showed their mettle in the second half. And, of course, Aaron Rodgers gets the Jets in the end zone 3 times. Their final 4 possessions, touchdown to Garrett Wilson, touchdown to Garrett Wilson, touchdown to Devontae Adams. And then finally, victory formation. So the Jets moved to 3-6, and then conversely, the Houston Texans now 6-3. And we were saying heading into this ball game, listen, Houston, if you look at the numbers, they'd only outscored their opponents by 9 points. They had 2 less touchdowns than their opponents, and the Jets had reason to feel confident if they could put it all together. And we finally saw them put it all together for 30 minutes, I would say, in that second half.
Yeah, absolutely. They finally played all 3 phases played well, and that's what they've been looking for all season. I think the next thing is, okay, how do we keep the momentum going into these 10-day break? You get another team out here. I'm excited, though, because I think they know what it looks like to win under Ulbrich. They know how to show that resolve, that resilience. I think we've been looking for that. And, you got to bottle this up and take that through the season because this is the way you want to win all season.
How nice was it to see the opposing kicker miss a couple kicks? Because the tenor of the game changes when that happens.
Yeah, I mean, you completely take the air out of the stadium, right? Because now it's, okay, we've missed a field goal. The team has to now try to figure it out. Look at this one right here. That was a deep kick. There was multiple times where we felt like this guy was going to help them stay in the game.
And this is a chip shot.
Right.
This is a chip shot, and he misses it. And, you felt like right there, as opposed to a 14-13 game. It's a 14-10 game. And then, of course, the Jets go right down the field and score, and then it's a two-possession game, and you're in control.
We're not even talking about prior to him missing that second field goal, there was the penalty.
Yes.
And that would have changed the course of the game, right? Because they almost had a chance to score a touchdown, and then it would have been, 17-14?
Yep.
So that could have been a whole different game. Talk about, oh, my God, like today was the Jets' day.
Today was the Jets' day.
Today was the, yes, absolutely.
They certainly deserved that. The Fan Hall of Fame, the New York Jets Fan Hall of Fame presented by Ticketmaster is back. Celebrating the most passionate, die-hard fans in the game. Submit your nomination today and tell us why you or someone you know bleeds green. Enter now at nyjets.com/Fan Hall of Fame for your chance to be immortalized alongside the best fans in the world. Jets Fan Hall of Fame, where real fans live forever. This place was rocking in the second half, and that was good to see. Yeah. You know, after a couple close home losses and 5 losses overall, Jets fans were able to celebrate.
Yeah, definitely. I think the Jets fans deserve this. You know, I think a lot of fans were starting to feel a little bit hopeless. So it feels good to finally bring some hope back in. And you beat a good team, right? I mean, obviously, if we would have beat the Patriots, that would have felt good. But this feels good. This is a team that's 6-2. They have a great roster. They are a playoff caliber team, right? So now you understand, okay, this is what we're capable of. Let's keep that going.
So in a second, I want to get to our grades, and then we're going to hear from Aaron Rodgers, I think, as he heads to the podium. But coming up, so the Jets will have a mini bye. Yep. They're banged up. This is a banged up group.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we were talking to Breece about what's happening there along that offensive line. You had C.J. Mosley down tonight. You put Alan Lazard on injury reserve earlier. You also, again, at the safety position, you had Isaiah Oliver back there with Jalen.
Olu at guard.
Yeah, and then there were times tonight, Q, when we saw DJ Reed leave the game. We saw Sauce Gardner leave the game. So this is really a team victory, but they do need some time to rest up some wounds right now.
Definitely, because you have the Cardinals next, right? And that's an away game. You have to adjust to the time as well, the time change. So, you know, they definitely need to make sure that they're taking this break seriously so they're ready for this upcoming schedule.
All right, Professor, it is time for our grades. So let's flash them up there. We're going to start with you defensively.
Defense.
Yep.
Okay, if we're going defense, I'm going with an A. I think that for the defense.
Oh, is it offense?
We're doing offense. B+. I get an offense a B+, right? I think they really showed their resolve in that second half. I really appreciate how they came out of halftime, but I just feel like that first half just took them away from me giving them an A. It was an amazing effort in that second half, man. Everybody was getting the ball. Everybody was making the plays that needed to be made. It felt like in prior weeks, those passes wouldn't have been made, whether they weren't completed from the quarterback or the receiver not making the catch. But guys were showing up.
Hey, Vic and Brendan are giving me some trouble out here on set for going defense as opposed to offense. But I think I gave a B+ as well. I thought the Jets were tremendous in the second half. In that first half, you never want to have a slow start like that. You had 0 points in the first half, and you were kind of wasting a good defensive effort.
Absolutely.
Okay, but again, Aaron Rodgers gets on track. You see Garrett Wilson doing superstar things, and then this is why Davante Adams is a New York Jet. He is a closer. Yeah. And speaking of closers, Hassan Reddick gets into the sack party late in this game. So that's why those two guys are here, and hopefully good things to come for the green and white. How about defensively?
So defense, I gave them an A. I probably could have gave them an A+, but I'm sticking with an A. If they continue to do this for the rest of the year, I'm giving them A+. But right now, why is that? Because, man, the pressure was relentless. C.J. Stroud was stressed back there, but he was still able to make some big plays. I think that's also part of the reason why I gave them an A. He was still able to make plays. He's a hell of a player. They were able to slow him down. The sacks, 8 sacks, 18-plus pressures. They just made it really challenging for him back there.
C.J. Stroud was 11 of 30 for 191, and he was sacked 8 times. I'm going A as well. Listen, the Jets also got a takeaway, so that was good news because we've been talking about that for a while, but it seems like everybody was in on the action tonight. And again, next man up. We saw that a number of times in the secondary. Ethan was talking to Jamie Sherwood before. He was flying all over the field. He finished with 2 sacks tonight. The pressure was relentless. How about special teams?
Yeah. Special teams, I gave them an A. Man, 75-yard punt. new kicker comes in, makes his extra points, makes his field goals. So, you got to give him, all the credit in the world for that. They did their job.
I think I followed suit here. Did I go B+, or did I go A-?
Thought I gave it an A.
Flash it up there. I went A. Okay, yeah. Hey, listen, new kicker comes in tonight. Bangs one off the upright on an extra point.
Yeah.
But it goes in. And then Thomas Morstead, 75-yard punt. So the A is right, yeah. The guys are really enjoying this one. I can't even remember because we just wrote those down before. But, yeah. Hey, if you are a New York Jet tonight, it came out all A's because you just needed a victory. You needed a victory in the worst way. But, early on, there were some ominous signs there. After Morstead's punt, and then they go 98 yards in the first half, and Malachi Corley's in the end zone for the first time.
We haven't even really touched that on that too much, right? I think that was one of those plays that, the rookie has to learn, right? Rookies make rookie mistakes. I feel like on a team like this where you are not doing the things that you're supposed to do, those are the ones that can be way more the word I want to use probably can't use right now, so just way more challenging for your team, right? So I think good for them, again, showing resolve, showing all those different resilience, because that's not easy to come back from.
So I've been told that Aaron Rodgers was also in the stands tonight. Do we have a look-alike? A look-alike on Halloween? Hey, what are we going to give him on a 1 to 10 scale here?
I'll probably give him about an 8, man. He kind of looks like him.
Yeah, but he's got to get in the weight room a little bit.
He looks like he might have stayed in the darkness just a little bit too long.
Yeah, he's got to lift. He's got to lift a little bit more.
He hasn't been in the gym. He hasn't been eating. You know.
Not bad. We'll give him an 8. There are a lot of good costumes out there tonight. Here as the Jets move to 3-6. We're going to try to hear from Rodgers here in a couple moments, but. He stood in there in that first touchdown to Wilson.
Yeah.
And you showed that replay when we were going through the film review powered by Microsoft. The defender could do nothing there because he was underneath.
Yeah. I mean, listen, man, I think that's one of the reasons why you have Aaron Rodgers. Like, there are times where we're seeing him making passes that we feel he should make. Like that first pass he had to Devontae Adams down the right sideline, right? That could have been a huge play for this team. But then he follows it up with throws like that, right? Where any other quarterback, that might have been a pick 6. You throw that just a little bit behind, there's a chance that the DB takes it and goes the other way. So even when the receiver doesn't do his job completely the way he should, you have a quarterback that can make you right.
What do you make of what Breece said, like offensively and how he feels where the run game is at? Because I've been encouraged the last couple weeks, but I even think the Jets got more to give in that area, despite losing a couple linemen out there tonight.
Yeah, no, I think Breece is really picking it up, and I think that's what you want from your team, right? Because as it starts to get colder, as you start to get to December, January football, you want your team to really understand what their run game is supposed to look like. And they're really figuring it out now. I think for him, he's kind of switched his style up a little bit. I wish I would have kind of dove into that a little bit with him, like how he's kind of adjusted, because in the beginning of the year it looked one way, and now it's starting to look like he's a lot more comfortable. He's a lot more patient. One thing about Breece is he plays the game at his pace. He allows the game to come to him, and then he makes you adjust to him.
All right, let's look at that upcoming schedule right now for the Jets. They head into this weekend with the mini bye. Then there's a trip to Arizona to face Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals. They might be seeing Joe Flacco a week later, a quarterback change there in Indianapolis as the Colts are going to come to MetLife. Then that's followed by a bye, and then you got December. If you're in the Jets situation right now, you took a step up the hill, but it's quite a climb remains. I mean, when you're sitting here at 3-6 right now.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm not mistaken, the Cardinals are figuring it out there. But then you have the Colts, who you're going to play your old quarterback, but they're still also really trying to figure out what they look like, right? So I think those are two teams that you can have a good battle. I won't say whether or not it's a win, but if you can get 2 wins and go into a bye, it's a great way to kind of go into the rest of the season.
All right, make sure you check out Jets Game Day on CBS and NewYorkJets.com and YouTube. That's a Sunday morning at 7:30, because myself and Quincy Anunwa are going to leave the stadium right now and tape that show, breaking everything down. The Jets move to 3-6 on a beautiful Halloween night. It's a step up as we look at the Empire State Building with the tint of green And that's how we're going to end it here. For Quincy Numa and a cast of thousands, I'm Eric Allen here at MetLife Stadium. Enjoy the rest of your evening.